Court is now in session for the trial of the Turnabout Samurai, the Steel Samurai, if you will, Mr. Will Powers. This is October 18th, the District Court, courtroom number 4. Miles Edgeworth. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The secretary lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. After lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal before skipping past the murder. Okay. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Bro, you forgot the evidence. Oh my god. Okay, now I'm thinking. This was photo number 2, and it was taken at 2 p.m., shortly before the murder took place. There was a photo 1. The photo 1 must have been the victim, Mr. Hammer. It must have been Jack Hammer. Okay. Jack Hammer's, it must have been Jack Hammer going in there. But wait, that doesn't incriminate anyone. What if, now I'm just spitballing here. What if the fact that there was not that much blood at the crime scene, what if Jack Hammer was killed somewhere else, and then someone brought his body over there and made it look like the Steel Samurai did it, and then got the Steel Samurai costume and went over there and then despawned, I guess, because where would the murderer have gone after that? Wouldn't someone have seen them? Okay. Anyways, maybe no, I have no idea. Okay. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? And, no, I already listened to it. Okay. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Okay. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Eh? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbags, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. Even when I was young, I was an Oldbag. Still, the other children would make fun of me. You believe it? There was this boy, the chess captain. He called me an Oldbag as well. I cried. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was headed toward the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Cross-examination. Witness's account. Okay. You saw... Okay, let me... You had something... I will press you on that. I want to know what errands did you have to do? Hold it! What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. No, I don't know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, and I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to this guard station. I was there. Now, the murder happened at 2, right? And a certain man walked right by. It was Powers. Right there. Now, that's interesting. It was Powers. So, you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Oh yeah? It was him? It was Powers, you say? Well, I have some evidence that might contradict that. What exactly did you see? Objection! Let me get this straight, Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this courtroom is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all information in your possession ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Uh-oh. Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Mr. Detective Gumshoe is really getting thrown under the bus here. Let's hear about your proof, then. Okay. Witness testimony. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. What prop? Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Okay. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Mr. Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. Which prop? He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. Oh, that's interesting. His samurai spear. The murder weapon. Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Okay. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Wait, if he sprained his ankle, then how would he murder someone? Hold it! Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. You can see he's dragging his foot. Clear as day. Happy. Clear as day. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. Yeah? So he was walking strangely because he was injured. I don't buy it. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See, and you didn't trust me, whippersnapper. I think it's because it's not him. He's someone shorter than him. Okay, hold it. Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Objection. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. This is circumstantial evidence. There's got to be more to this. I'd better keep pressing her. I've already pressed you. Okay. Broke one of the props. Hold it. Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So, his Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better. I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant, then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay, trip and fall. Doing the run through. I never say... Hold it. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth of the day always running is enough to make an old lady cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Okay. Hold it. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was there was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Okay. Well. I've pressed... I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is... Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Yes, good question. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. You need to find this costume before you can convict someone. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask her twice. The witness account continued.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there first. If they had, I would have seen them.
So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. The time of Podema's... Yes, it was. The only person you saw go there was Will Powers. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. No one suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right.
No one else went there.
Hold it! What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Hold it!
Hold it. Are you sure? Objection. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Old windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. For that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went there. The time of... Yes, it was. The only person you saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. It says photo number 2, though.
Objection!
Okay. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed two words. Are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held the data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Eh? Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. It means that it captured a jackhammer when it was walking by.
Some help you all. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person, wow. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag. This is the first I've heard of it.
Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a tone for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Cross-examination.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security camera. I throw out any photos, okay.
Okay, I just have one question for you. What do you mean after you finish your guard duties? At 5 p.m.?
Hold it.
Another job.
That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see.
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch out the suspicious-looking Will Powers' photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point.
I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Okay, well, that's interesting. What photo? Hold it. Well, who in the heck was in the photo you erased?
A fanboy.
A fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Yes, I saw this.
The gate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain.
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids?
So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. The kid did it. He was like, oh my god, the evil magistrate, and he killed him.
Oh, yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're all trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. 11:08 a.m. Defendant lobby, number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. Really?
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does that leave me?
It doesn't look good. Okay. New theory. No. Okay, the question is, when did Mr. Jackhammer go to the studio? Because how did he get there? How did he get there? Was it maybe he was in the Steel Samurai costume when he went? I don't know. It's literally hard to say. Okay, it doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we gonna do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably done this.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
Okay. Court will now reconvene for the trial.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough.
So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder?
Yeah, it could be any of them. I don't think the security lady did it, because she loved him so much. And the assistant girl, seems innocent. And she didn't pass by. So, really, I mean, he was there. And when did he leave? I don't know. Does the security camera not take photos when people leave? Did he crawl out through another drain? Did he go? Is he hiding in Studio 2? Maybe. That might be it. Okay. I mean, he was there. He was literally there. We need to investigate him. It was the grade school boy. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Bah! Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was with the Steel Samurai. Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part. Maybe, how about absolutely, Nick?
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned.
Okay. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
May we move on, Mr. Wright?
God, this fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? Okay, it was the security lady. She did it. She was there. She took the suit, went over there, and then she said, yeah, I saw it, and no one else saw it. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbags. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one other person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper? Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here, Sherlock Holmes number 2, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Yes. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin any my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Is it be nice to your kids and mean to your elders, Day? Whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows that boy could not have committed this murder. Oh. He didn't have a card key. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. And this has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. We did it.
Wait a second. I'm not just gonna sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
What? Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Huh? Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify.
My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay. There were some other people. Who were they? Hold it. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director? Of course.
Well, yes, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at that guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was falling over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to continue the cross-examination? I think I've asked all my questions, but, I mean, I might as well, right? I had nothing to do with it. Hold it. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus, and you still talked. I think I've asked all my questions I have to ask. Okay. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. We did it. We did it. This is how it's done. This is how you play the game. 1 p.m. Defendant lobby number 3. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really, it's nothing. Should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor Old Windbag, I feel kinda sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
To be continued. Alright, this certainly puts a wind in our sails. I mean, there simply is no evidence that it was our defendant. There's just no evidence, which means that we are in the clear. Yes. Okay. Later today, I'm gonna continue this investigation for the Turnabout Samurai. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this and fully uncover this conspiracy to kill Mr. Jack Hammer. Next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.